Alrighty, we should most definitely be live, and hello everybody. Welcome to the oh-so-wonderful Zenless Zone Zero stream. I am your oh-so-wonderful host, LucentAzure, all-around general nobody on the internet. And one thing in particular that I just wanted to do, just for the sake of showcasing a quick stream, because it's so much easier to just stream this kind of stuff instead of actually making a whole video on the subject. The one thing in particular that I wanted to showcase is if anyone is actually still doing this project where you need to get these collectible exchange items, things of that nature, and just the path that you need to take through Aerospace City, I just figured I'd go in ahead and I'd show you what I do in particular, and I just try to make it a daily occurrence for everything that I do. So I don't actually know if this matters or not, and also feel free to let me know if the sound is ever too high, too low, whatever. Just feel free to let me know. So one thing in particular that I've not really been clear on is whenever I go into like the Swabian Temple menu management, I always look right up here and I see that daily gathering attempts. I am assuming that is only in relation to tips here, but I have no idea if that affects the actual Aerospace City or not. Hopefully it doesn't have anything to do with Aerospace City. If it doesn't, cool, then you don't really have to worry about it. But I'll go on ahead and I'll show my route right now. So basically what you'll do is you'll go into Aerospace City, and like from right here you can always go into number 1, and if you don't want to use this method you can also always use the map. It's always the very first thing that you'll see in Limnan Hollow, and it's always going to be right down here at the very bottom. It'll immediately take you to the very start. Now the team that I like to use whenever I go through Aerospace City is I like to use Miyabi just for speed, and I like to use Ishuan just for gathering. So at the very beginning, there's 2 right here at the start. And then you can just keep moving along right along the path. A lot of this stuff is just going to be on the way, and I'll try to point them out. It's like there's one right here. Now here's a fight that you'll have to do. So just kill these things real quick. And then there's another one right here. Head right on up the stairs, and then there's another one right here over to your left. There's nothing on that in that tunnel that's over there to the right, so we'll just keep going down the stairs right here. Another fight right here. You can just use this. Doesn't actually matter. I didn't need to do that, but like, hey, just another group of enemies, just beat them and just keep moving on. So like right down to here, we're in this little cave enclosure area. There's another one right here, and now you got another fight coming up right here. Going ahead and just beat these. They're all very, very simple. Really just use whichever like team you feel the most confident with, something that like just you generally like, something that is more comfortable to play. Like for example, I really like to play Hugo, but like Hugo's not fast enough for the sake of movement, so there was another one right there. Then I'll go ahead and keep moving on down the way. And the other reason why it's really worth it to do all this stuff is like all of these enemies that you beat up down in here, they give you EXP. So, like, it's 100% worth it. So, like, yeah, you see that trainee investigator log? Yeah, so you just get EXP for it. 100% worth it. It's always worth it. So then here's another one right here. Then you got these enemies right over here. Just beat them up. Easy peasy. So, like, this is one of those instances where I kind of wish I was playing Hugo right now, because, like, Hugo really destroys this stuff super fast. But either way, like right there, there's 2 more there, then there's 1 more right over here. This right here is just a loop where you go in right through there, so yeah, just don't pay attention to that. Then go in through this enclosure, go up these stairs, then you're going to find another group that you need to beat up. And there's also another 2 things that you can collect, but we'll go ahead and we'll collect these real quick. Oh, see, like I didn't even realize that actually hit all of them. But like either way, so there's one here. And then there is another one there. Right down below these stairs, there's another fight that you have to do. Very, very quick, very, very easy. And then we'll start moving on down. Right here, another very small fight. Once again, these are all 100% worth doing. They give you EXP. There's another one to pick up. And then now we're getting ready to go up into the second floor area of the first area that we're in. 100%. This is all just super, super worth it. Always try to make this a part of your daily rotation. I do it just because I am a hoarder and I like to stockpile on EXP for whenever they like to bombard us with new agents. So now that you're at the top of the elevator, there's another there's another pickup right there. And then here's one more pickup here. Now there's another area where you're just going to be doing some beat 'em up. This is like the one thing I really, really dislike about this. After doing tower for so long, you don't have access to like enemies that have miasma, and because you're not fighting miasma, it's really, really rough to get like your energy back really quickly. But that's just, it is what it is. But either way, now we'll go down the elevator right here. And then there's another group of enemies to beat up right out here, so you know the drill. Go in, switch in, do your stuff, beat them all up, bam. So there's nothing up here on this end. That was something you could bypass, but like I said, it's always worth it to just fight those enemies. More stuff to pick up down here. Then here's another group right here. I'll just go ahead and delete these real quick. Easy peasy. Then here's another one to pick up. And then right inside here, there's going to be another group of enemies you can fight. Go forth, Miyabi. Be based. Ah, she didn't beat them all. But either way, yeah, then there's one more there. One there. And then right up here, you have another fight with 2 pickups as well.
Press forward.
Okay. So then you got one there, and you got another one here. And now this is the reason why I like to use Miyabi. Just whenever you have long stretches of land where you can just like move through it. Because she is faster than Ishiwan. Even though Ishiwan does automatically pick up items, Miyabi's still faster. It's just how it is. But either way, we're actually almost done with the first set of pickups. And then there's one right here that you can miss because it's behind that little ledge. We'll go in and we'll beat these enemies up real quick. Alright. And then there is one more, which is hidden right behind this truck. And then right down through here, there should be like 1 or 2 battles, I believe, that's right through here. But then there's also 3 pickups in this corridor. So, like, there's one, and then here's one of the fights right here. There's 2. I just picked up the other crate for it. Then we just beat all those guys up. And then there should be one more right there. So yeah, then there's more Luminite ore. And then we'll just go right up here. There are 3 more pickups over here, and we should hit our counter limit as soon as we pick these up. So, like, right there, I already hit my limit. But there's 2 more, one right there, and then another one right here. And you are essentially done with the first floor. So yeah, the hollow central production area, you're done. Now, you can move on to the second one. Now, this is where you get the ether canisters. I like to go from the very, very top here. I like to see this as, like, basically like my starting point. I don't think it's actually the starting point. Maybe the starting point's, like, right here, or I can't remember, but either way, I start up here, and I just immediately go to it. Takes a hot minute to load. And then you're immediately fighting enemies. And then you're immediately not fighting enemies. So now, here is 1 gas canister, here is 2 gas canisters, and then there are, there's another gas canister, and then there's 2 more right in here. So, yep, you've gotten quite a few of the gas canisters already. Now, here's where I like to play Ishiwan a good bit, because gas canisters are a little bit annoying to grab because of, like, how weird their hitbox kind of is. So, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just picked up 4 right there in that one area on my way up. And then we'll go ahead and we'll head up the stairs right here as well. There's going to be 2 enemies that we need to beat up real quick. So that's 1 and 2. So, okay, then we'll just move right on along. And right here, there are 3 more gas canisters. 1, 2, 3. And then there's a bunch of enemies right in here. We'll just use an ultimate real quick as soon as Big Gorilla decides to move towards us. Alrighty. Okay, so now he's done. Now there are 2 more gas canisters up here at the very top. 1 and 2. And that's basically it that's in here. So we'll go ahead and we'll start leaving. And we'll just use Miyabi real quick, make this a little bit faster. So right here, we just went down those stairs, and now we're going to be basically, we're in a loop right now. So, like, this is the area that we're going through. So here's 2 more here. And then there's another just, like, small fight that you have to do right in here. Very, very simple, very quick. Easy peasy. And then we'll move right on along, keep following the path, and you'll see another fight right here. Now this fight, you just have to beat them up, and it's, once again, very, very simple. And here are 2 more, or 3 more gas canisters right there. Now, you are done in this section. So what I like to do is, I'm going to go into the map screen, and I'm going to go all the way down here to the bottom right. Because this is where you can go, so we're basically going to start from one of the ends and work our way back. So now that we're at one of these ends, we're going to work our way back right here. So we'll just keep traveling right along. A couple more enemies to beat up, you know, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And we'll just keep following the path, and you'll pick up a couple more canisters along the way. Like there's one right up here at the very top right. And then you'll just keep right on trucking through. Now, I already did all this stuff, so, like, that was a puzzle that you have to go through and utilizing, like, you know, raising and lowering stuff. But, like, I have everything lowered and done with, so I can take this direction. So if you've already done all of, like, you know, Aerospace City, then it shouldn't be a real big problem with you. It's also not that big of a deal. And so there's one more gas canister there. Now we have a small fight right up here. We'll go ahead and we'll use an ultimate real quick.
Swear on my blade.
Okay. And then we got a couple more enemies right up here. Also one gas canister there. Get those all nice and beaten. And now right here, we are just now getting back to the point that we just were at. So, you see, like, this area right here? That's where we went down to go into that initial loop with. So, what you're going to do is when you're coming out through here, you'll just come out, take your immediate right, and then you're good to go. And now you're back on your path of getting more new stuff. So, just keep going through. This area right here has 3 gas canisters in it right there. And then you'll just keep going forward through. Go ahead and beat these enemies up as well. Okay. And if you ever have any issues of any kind, like you have a bit like miasma, you can always go to those little things that'll clear your miasma that's on the bottom of your bar. Then, yeah, you go up the stairs, see these guys, go ahead and beat them. Now, we're not going to go this way. There's really nothing there, so we're going to go this direction on the left. And right here, there is 1, 2, and 3 of those. And, wow, I must have really bad luck because that's normally where it ends whenever it comes to picking up the gas canisters, but there should be 1 more gas canister back here. Because, like, you can get an RNG amount of gas canisters, like, per, like, pickup. Oh, wow. I must have really missed one. But either way, yeah, that's my route as of right now. I usually always get to the end of those, but for now, because maybe I've messed up somewhere, maybe not, I can't really remember. But we'll go in and we'll keep moving on, because we'll see more gas canisters here in a bit. So we're going to go and move on to the 3rd area, so former research center. And what I like to do here is I like to start on the very far left. Very far left is where you're immediately going to see pickups for it, as well as just a lot of paths to some enemies. As we wait for it to load. And so, yeah, right here, immediately at the very start, there's one right there. And we'll beat up these guys super easy. And then there's another one right here. And then right in through here, there's another, like, fight you have to do. Once again, these are all just super worth it, guys. It's free EXP. And then here's one more pickup there, and then I'll just play Miyabi. Beat those up real quick. And then here's another pickup. Just keep going right on down the stairs. Just keep following the path pretty much. And then you'll pick up a couple on your way. There was one there. Now, I usually like to go through this a little bit quickly, but like there's one here, which if you don't notice it, well, when you're playing Ishuan, because she just automatically picks up stuff, even like whenever you're not like seeing it, like right there, she picked up that one too. And then there's another one there, another one here. And then there's nothing else in this room, so we'll just go and take a left right in here, go inside, there's another one there, and then another pickup here, and then you just go into the elevator, move on to the next spot. And then right here, we're going to grab these two and take a left, and we'll just beat up some other enemies. And then go up the stairs. Fight these enemies. And then there should be two more right over here. Two. And then there's nothing else here, so now we're just going to go back. And we came out of this elevator right here, so now we're just going to follow these stairs right here. Go down the stairs. And now I'm going to switch to Ishuan because we're going to be grabbing a lot of stuff here in just a second. So there's one there. There is one there. There is one there. Two here. Another one there. A third there. And then two more on this side. And then as you just keep going through, there's another one there. And another one there. And now we're going to just go over here, fight these other enemies, because there's just a whole bunch of enemies just chilling in this little corner right here. Okay, get all them up. And then right there, we've already hit our limit, but if you still need any more, there's two more here. Yeah, I must have gotten really unlucky on the gas canisters, but don't worry, we'll get some more in just a second. And then here's a couple more enemies right up here to fight.
Obliterate form and spirit. Right.
Beat those guys up right there. Keep moving on, because there's one more enemy that we can fight. And then if you just go right out through here, there should be a few more things that you can pick up. So yeah, there's one there. And I think there's one there as well. So yeah, if you haven't gotten to the end of it yet, you should get to the end of your pickups for the high entropy alloy. But yeah, so now we're done with the third area. So normally we would be done now. So normally, yeah, we would be completely done. And if you really, really didn't care to like farm EXP or like just to get a few more of those EXP tapes, you could basically end it now, and you're done. But if you want to keep going, you can just keep going through some of the other like hollows that were added throughout the story, which I imagine with each new patch they're going to probably give us something else to do. For example, the old building complex, this was added in the most recent patch, and it's not the best for like picking up mats and stuff or like fighting enemies, so we'll get done with this really, really quick. There's just not a lot of enemies in here. So like immediately right off the gun, there's like two high entropy alloys, there's a third one right over there, there's a fourth one right here, there's a fifth there. So like, yeah, you can immediately get 5 entropy alloys just at the very start of this one. And then just going up the hill, you'll just start fighting enemies. And now I'm really just going to go through it, and just any and all enemies that I see, I'm just going to go in and beat those up and just move on with my day. Because at this point, you really don't need any more like pickups for the items. Now you're just really just beating up the enemies for the EXP. Yep. So yeah, there's nothing else in here, which really is a shame. So now we'll just go down the elevator. Like, we're actually almost done with this area already. There's really not much to it. So for the route I take, because it actually gets really kind of confusing in here, I immediately take a left and I'll go up these stairs. I'll just beat up this guy real quick. Now those guys in particular, they don't actually drop anything, but they'll shoot stuff at you and they'll just be annoying. But these guys should drop stuff. Yeah, see? So they gave investigator logs. Then we'll just go right on up these stairs. Once again, there's more pickups that you can get, but there's actually a couple of enemies up here too. So yeah, like, we'll just beat those guys up. And then right here, we're pretty much at the end. Yeah, I told you it was quick. And basically you're done. Because if you go into it, like, the only other thing that you can really do is you're just going to ride an elevator and you're eventually going to get to, like, right here. And there's actually nothing here. So you're done. You're done with the 4th area. So let's go ahead and we'll move on again. So this one, I like to start from where one of these entrance points are. So this is the 5th area. At this point, we're really just solely doing EXP. So we're just doing a run through and killing all the enemies that we see. So that's all this is. And we're gonna get, like, the rest of those gas canisters. I'm willing to bet you I only need, like, 1 more. So, yep, you'll just immediately start here. Start fighting enemies immediately. Okay. And then right here, you have a clear shot to go straight, but we're gonna go down because there's actually a couple of enemies in this loop that we're gonna go through. So yeah, that was one set of enemies. And like right here now, yeah, we're getting Luminite ore again, but we don't need that anymore, so we're good. And then we're just gonna do a loop around because, like, yeah, there's nothing really there. So we're just gonna do a nice little loop around. Fight these guys. Nothing to it. More sets of enemies to fight. They're already gone. And you've essentially done your loop. So now that we've done our loop, now we're just going to go straight. And then there's a couple of other enemies to fight right up here. Okay, now those are done. Then we'll just go up these stairs. Go right on through here. Cross the bridge, cross the bridge, cross the bridge, and now we're here at these other enemies to fight. Okay, now those are done. Then you'll just go down these stairs right through here. It'll take you to these enemies. These enemies honestly don't matter, but we'll just beat them up real quick anyway. Yeah, see, like, they don't drop anything. But, like, yeah, we got one more set of enemies to fight it right up here.
Don't be nervous. Awaken. Leave it to me.
Yeah, so, like, sometimes they give, like, investigator logs. I really don't understand why. I think it has to do with, like, if you fight, like, one of the big bad enemies. Like, see, for example, that guy just, like, deleted himself right there, and then I just got a log for it. I have no idea, like, how the actual, like, functionality of these characters work. Like, you can't destroy them. You can only destroy them when the game feels like you can. But either way, we're done with that floor as well. Now we'll move on to the very next one. So this is Carefree Apartments, and you'll start pretty much right here at the very, very top. That's the one I usually go to, because we're going to be going down some elevators and doing a loop. And right here, immediate ether canisters, which... Okay, now it says that I'm at my daily limit, so I must have just been very, very unlucky. And I got, like, really, really low numbers. But, like, either way, yeah. Now we're full on all of our inventory that we can gather. But we're not done in terms of, like, just beating up all the enemies that we want. So we'll just go in through here. Beat all them. Make this elevator go down. Ride the elevator, and then we're going to get ready to ride another elevator. And once again, yeah, there's more ether canisters here. So, like, if you want, you can always go a completely different path if you really, really want to. This is just the path that I take, because I find I get everything done in, like, 15 minutes. Now is a matter of, like, where if I'm just feeling extra frisky, I'll go and, like, fight more enemies. Now, these guys right here, you, like, can't really do anything about them, so I actually just skip them, because these are the enemies that you want to fight. Okay, so now that they're good and done, we'll move on down. Alright, then we're going to take a left right over here. Once again, we can ignore these guys right there. They don't matter. Take these stairs here. Then go right down this ramp, and then we're going to hang left and take a left right through here. A lot of traveling. Then that one's beaten, then we'll just keep moving on. Now right here is where I think this is where I make a mistake, because I don't think you need to take this right here. Like, there's nothing actually here, but I always end up taking this path anyway. And then you just take a left, and then bam, you'll fight those enemies. But of course, you could just go straight. So, like, yeah, you could just go straight through right here, then hang to your left, and you'll fight these enemies. But, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're going to make into your daily routine, that's really all that matters. So, yeah, beat them, get a few more of your EXP. Oh, wait, we already came from there, so we'll keep moving up. Then there's these enemies right here. Beat them. And we're actually done. So, like, right here is where that elevator that we took down was from the first one. So, then we'll move down, and this is the very final area. So what we're going to do is we'll go to the very top, use this point right here. Alright, and this is where more of this, like, high entropy alloy is. Once again, if you still need it, yeah, that's where it is, but we don't need it anymore, so we're just going through this to beat up on enemies. So right here, immediate group of guys to beat up. Alrighty. And we'll move right on down here. There's nothing, like, around here. It's just like a bunch of guys that don't give anything. So yeah, we'll just skip them, move forward. Then we'll just beat up all these guys real quick. Alrighty. Keep moving right along. Then right here you're in a miasma area, so really just beat up this big frog and then the other guy that's in here too. As soon as you do that, it'll get rid of all the encroaching miasma. So, like, yeah, there goes the frog. Then we'll just beat up him. And then bam, all the miasma goes away. So now you don't have to worry about, like, any damage that you could be taking if your miasma procs. And then, of course, there's these things everywhere. Just go to those and you'll immediately get it cleared. And then just keep going up here. Hey, look, more enemies. Whee! Okay. Those are beaten. And then there's nothing in here other than, like, just, you know, stuff to grab. No enemies. But, like, right coming through here, there should be some stuff to fight. Yep, right here. Alrighty. And then we'll just keep right on moving along. Because we should be done. Actually, we are done. Yeah, because, like, right here is where one of the, bosses that you could have fought before doing this for the first time is. But yeah, with that, we are done. Like 100% done. That is all it took. That took me 30 minutes to go ahead and make this video, and it's 100% worth it. Because like I'll go ahead and I'll go out to Swabian Temple now. Alrighty, and we will go and check the store here real quick. Good goods. And yeah, so we got like, I forget how much the total is, but it's like, it's very close to 1,000, like per just run that you do. It's not exactly 1,000, but it's close to it. Just do that every day and you'll more than likely like hit the cap. Like if I do this one more day, then I'm going to hit the cap for it. And then as soon as you hit the cap, basically all that's going to happen is it'll still count you like gathering the item, but then you won't get anything else to go into your inventory. That's basically all it is. And the only reason that this is useful for is just for crafting and stuff. That's all it is. And it's just for the Swabian Temple event. So hopefully they'll add more to this, and then they'll give us a reason to actually use our currency. But until then, well, not much of a reason at all. The only other reason why you should do this is for this stuff right here in the storage that I showed off before. And that is the gray EXP mats. Like, this stuff all adds up. It all adds up. I was at 3,800 and something just a little while ago. Now I'm like over 4,000, and each one of those gray ones adds up to 100 EXP per agent. And then, like, you know, of course you have your blue stuff that you get from like occasional events or anything that you buy through the cash shop. And then you also have your purple logs. So yeah, 3,000 EXP is way better. 600 EXP is way better. Oh man, that dinky little 100 EXP. But the thing is, 100 EXP is 100 EXP. Anything to just take off the load of your purple EXP mats. Anytime you don't have to use these, the better. Because, hey, you never know whenever they're going to just, like, absolutely bombard us with a whole bunch of, like, other enemies or a whole bunch of other agents that we need to just start raising out of nowhere. Because A ranks, as well as S ranks, cost the exact same amount of mats to level up. Which is really, really dumb, in my honest opinion. But, either way, that was my video on the, just on doing Aerospace City. And hopefully you guys rather enjoyed that. If you did, I would appreciate it if you'd either leave a like, or if you'd just, like, let me know you liked it. Just let me know if, like, this is the kind of thing that you want. Hopefully this is it. Because, like, I'd like to make more Zenless Zone Zero content, but there's not really a lot of stuff to do in the game whenever you finish up, like, an event. So that's really, like, my biggest problem with Zenless Zone Zero. It's, like, the only thing that I really do dislike about the game. But other than that, hey, thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you later. Have a good one. Bye.